Hey guys, Marstinkin here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to do the team building guide for the EZA for God Goku and God Vegeta on Global. Now this one is going to be a bit different to some of the other team building guides that I've done. I'm pretty sure I did this a bit differently when I did the JP one as well. And the main reason is because Pure Saiyans is such a huge category. Because as you can see here, Pure Saiyans is the weakness category for this EZA. And, of course, as I said, it is the biggest category in the entire game. And when we scroll down here and we have a look, obviously we have a normal 30-stage EZA. From stage 21 onwards, TEQ units are going to start to not deal damage. And that's it. Not extreme, not super of any other type, just TEQ. So, as you can see, your range of options is very, very large. When we get down to the end, of course, you get all the medals to EZA both the units, you get some orbs, you get 5 Kais of each type, so you can get them both to SA 15 if you don't have a spare copy, 30 stones from doing the stages, and then obviously there are missions. If you fully EZA both the units, if you have them both, you get an extra 6 stones out of that mission-wise as well. So, normally, the way I do my team building guides is we go over the top picks and the honourable mentions. But as I already said, like, look at the size of this category. There are way too many units to talk about top picks and honourable mentions. So, especially, I mean, just look at the LRs. This video could be 20 minutes long if I just talked about the LRs that you could bring. So, what I'm going to focus on instead is we're going to talk about the leaders, and then we're going to talk about some of the key units that Global has that JP did not have at the time of this EZA. Because there are quite a few units that have come out on both versions since the anniversary on JP, and now that we're here at the anniversary on Global, these units are potentially going to make a huge difference. So, as always with the team building guides, if you think there are units that I really should have talked about that will help people out, let me know down below in the comments section. And obviously, if you do find the guide useful at all, do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So, let us go ahead and jump straight in. So, of course, one big thing, as you can see here, despite the fact that he has type disadvantage against God Goku, he has type advantage over God Vegeta, and AGL units are not dealing decreased damage. But as you can see from the EZA date, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, who transforms into Blue Evolution, got his EZA after the anniversary on JP, and he is the full 170 across the board leader for Pure Saiyans. So, in terms of being able to bring any units you want on the team without having to fit them under other category restrictions, he will be the best leader for you to bring. Full 170 across the board. Obviously a very, very good unit anyway. Very strong. Very good defensively after super attacking. You know, you don't want to really put him in slot 1 if there's a lot of attacks from God Goku in slot 1. But other than that, he's going to be perfectly fine as you make your way through the stages of the event. Obviously, if you get, like, you know, stage 30 and then he eats a super from God Goku, you're probably still going to take a reasonable amount of damage, but he is going to perform very, very well in this event. So, he probably is the best leader just for the overall umbrella, the fact that he covers the entire category. So, next up, we obviously have STR Super Vegeta, who is a Pure Saiyans lead, HP 130, attack and defense 170. If he gets hit first, obviously he gets that attack and defensive buff. He gets guaranteed crit. Like, he can very easily do a lot of damage. People don't really like how he's aged in terms of defense, but honestly, for an EZA event, I think he's going to be perfectly fine. You can put him in slot 1. You know, if he eats a super in slot 1, he is going to take a bit of damage. Maybe on stage 30 that could get you killed, but he is going to be a very, very good unit for putting out a ton of damage with those guaranteed crits. So next up we have the LR God Goku. The reason I thought I'd throw him in here is because obviously he leads Pure Saiyans or Hybrid Saiyans 4 key and 130. So again, if you want a leader that's going to cover every single Pure Saiyan unit, then he's not a bad option. Also, he's int, so he has type advantage over God Goku. So he could be a pretty decent choice. He's more of an honourable mention for a stand-in leader. Maybe I would use him on the actual team, but obviously for me, if you have better options, you wouldn't be using him. But he can make a good stand-in leader. Next up, we have the Namek Goku. So Namek Goku, obviously Legendary Existence or Super Saiyans. So, of course, there are a lot of Pure Saiyans on both of those categories. So he could definitely make a good leader. He has 170 to HP and attack, 150 to defense, and then 3 key. Obviously, if he gets hit in slot 1, he gets a guaranteed additional 12-key super. If he's in slot 2 or 3, he has the potential to get an additional super. So he can be very, very good, especially in an easy A. You know, if you target God Goku and you get lucky with the RNG for those additionals, he is going to do an absolute ton of damage. He builds up his defense on his 12-key supers. So as long as he's not eating a super attack from Vegeta like turn 1, he's going to obviously do very, very well. And obviously makes a good stand-in leader. So next up we have the LR Gods. Now they're the only tech unit that I'm going to mention. But obviously with their leader skill beyond Super Saiyan and movie heroes, there are a ton of Pure Saiyans that fit under these. I mean, power beyond Super Saiyan is literally every Super Saiyan 2, 3, 4, God and Blue unit in the game. So a lot of them are Pure Saiyans, funnily enough. So these guys, you'll be able to make a very, very strong team with them, especially because any units on the Kamehameha category as well are getting the 200% leader skill. The only thing to bear in mind, like we said at the start, is that because we are doing the... because the tech units have 80% damage reduction once you get to stage 21, this unit is obviously not going to be doing that much damage overall once you get to the later stages. But the unit will still operate fairly well. They're obviously still going to tank nicely. They're just not going to do a lot of damage. So if you did pull one of the anniversary LRs and it was just the gods, then they probably are going to be your best bet for the leader in order to make a very, very strong team. So of course we then have to mention the Super Saiyan 4s. Exactly the same boat. Fused fighters or GT heroes, you can of course still make very strong Pure Saiyans teams, because all the units, all of the Goku and Vegetas who fuse are of course on Pure Saiyans, so they are going to be able to be used in the team. And of course GT heroes, you've got like the GT Goku, GT Vegeta, so you're very easily able to make a full team with the LR Super Saiyan 4s, and of course they fit under a lot of the other leader skills as well, so these guys are going to be very good. Of course, if you pulled both of the anniversary LRs, you know, your team is going to be looking very, very good for this event. So next up we have the LR Goku and Vegeta, a unit that I just mentioned, because obviously they are on Pure Saiyans, but they lead Battle of Wits and Majin Buu Saga, which is another category combination that can have lots and lots of Pure Saiyans on it. So this is another very good idea for like a stand-in leader. If you don't have just a straight up Pure Saiyans leader who's really good, then of course you can just go ahead and use these guys to make a full Majin Buu Saga or Battle of Wits. Because a lot of the Saiyans units are on... There's obviously a lot of Saiyan units on Majin Buu Saga. Battle of Wits has like the other Vegito that fuses and stuff like that. They're on Pure Saiyans. Obviously the standalone Vegetos who don't need to transform are not on Pure Saiyans, but you can still make a full team out of this leader skill. So these are very, very good. So those are some examples of leaders that you can use. There are still more, of course, just because there are so many units in the game. But I wanted to highlight now, as I said at the beginning, a couple of the units that are out on Global that were not out on JP at the time. So the first of those is, of course, the Majin Vegeta that came out for Saiyan Day. So he leads Majin Buu Saga or Vegeta family and then gives 30% extra to Gifted Warriors, which basically covers almost every Vegeta in the game. So you could easily make a full Vegeta team with this Majin Vegeta leader skill. They'll be getting the 200% lead, and then they will just absolutely crush this event. You could bring a Trunks on the team if you wanted to be able to get this guy's full damage reduction, but just bear in mind, of course, because the event category is Pure Saiyans, if that Trunks has to take any hits, he is going to take a lot of damage. But this Majin Vegeta, as long as you get his orbs and you super attack first, like, you don't need a Trunks on the team for him to be good. Especially in an Extreme Z battle, which, as we've said already, are not exactly the hardest events in the game. So you definitely could run a full Vegeta team led by Majin Vegeta, and this Easy A would be very, very straightforward. Then, of course, we have the STR Goku Gohan. Because it starts off as Goku, even when you exchange into Gohan, the card counts as a Pure Saiyan card. You're probably not going to get to exchange into Gohan, of course, because the earliest you can do that is turn, 5 if you get a double super on turn 1 or 2. And Easy A's don't usually last that long. But we have another 200% leader skill. Super Saiyans or Goku family. I mean, you can make there's a huge amount of the Pure Saiyan units that will fit under there. The extra 30% Android/Cell Saga is not the biggest thing to choose from. But overall, obviously, this guy's leader skill is very, very good. So he is another stand-in leader you could potentially use as well, and he fits onto a bunch of the teams that we've already talked about. So as you can see, as I said at the beginning, like there are just so many options for this EZA. It's kind of difficult to do like the traditional team building guide that I normally do, because there are this video could be like an hour long easily if we talked about all the units that could be good in this event. But these guys obviously very good either as a leader or on the team as well, especially with Goku getting the dodges activating after he super attacks and everything. So very, very good. Then we have this AGL Vegeta, who was the side banner unit. He's actually still very good as well. Now remember, in EZAs you can't use same name units, but his name is Super Saiyan Vegeta. So, of course, he can be used even if you are using Super Vegeta. He's pretty good. He's very solid overall. Once you've attacked a certain amount of times, he not only gets a buff, but he also gets attacks effective against all types. So you could start him out targeting all of his attacks at God Vegeta, where you obviously have type advantage. And then once God Vegeta is gone and he's attacked a whole bunch, you can then start attacking God Goku, and his attacks are effective against all types, so you are going to be able to do solid damage. So overall, I think this guy is a very good pick, and another unit that JP did not have at the time of this Extreme Z battle. So last one I wanted to mention, and I brought up the Farsha page, but it realistically could be anyone. Global got all of the Team Bardock EZAs before the anniversary, whereas as you can see from the date, JP got these at the beginning of March, so this was way after this Extreme Z battle came out. So there is actually a full free-to-play option because all of the Team Bardock units are Pure Saiyans. So you could actually use the free-to-play Team Bardock team to beat this EZA. It might be a little bit more difficult, especially near the end, but the free-to-play team is actually pretty good. The leader, of course, being the free-to-play LR Team Bardock, are not the best unit, but if you focus on getting rid of Vegeta first, so then you only have Goku left and Team Bardock has type advantage over him, then you would be perfectly fine. So you literally can use a full free-to-play team to beat this event. It will just take a little bit longer and be a little bit more challenging. So if we go back to Pure Saiyans, we're just going to mention a couple of the units that are obviously going to be very, very good. I mean, Global, we don't have the EZAs for the LR Super Saiyan 4s, but they are still solid units. UI Goku, of course, with the dodging. TEQ Gogeta, very, very good unit as well. In Blue Evolution Vegeta, everybody likes to clown on him nowadays, but of course he's got type advantage over Goku. He is decent defensively. This LR Vegeta that can exchange into Goku, really, really good on the 200% leader skill for Majin Vegeta, so very solid unit to bring. STR UI Goku, same thing as the AGL, obviously can be very, very good. STR LR Broly could be interesting to use on this because obviously you can get the guaranteed double super, both being AoEs. And do quite a lot of damage to both enemies, which could be quite good. His defense is obviously not the best, so you've got to be very careful, especially when you get to, like, you know, the later stages. But he could be pretty good. Actually, I guess the reason I didn't mention TEQ Gogeta before is because TEQ units aren't going to do a lot of damage. But he still is good defensively, so, you know, he could still be useful. We already talked about STR Goku Vegeta. We didn't talk about them that much. Obviously, you can get their fusion heal and then get counters, which is very good. This version Z Goku, very good support unit that everybody should have. Bardock, we already talked a bit about Team Bardock, but the LR Bardock is really, really good as well, post EZA. Same with the Blue Boys. I feel like they're super underrated, but they are still pretty good. They're on the 200% leader skill for the LR Gods as well. And then this Angel Vegeta is really good. We already talked about, he's on the Majin Buu Saga, so he's on the 200% lead for Majin Vegeta, or on the STR Vegeta leader skill, so he's really, really good. If we scroll down to the TURs, who are some of the top picks? Like Transforming Goku's really good. We already talked about that Vegeta. We've already talked about Blue Evolution Vegeta. The TUR Super Saiyan 4s are still really good as well. Then we have, let's see, TEQ. We don't really want to talk about TEQ just because we're not doing damage. Although, of course, shout out to TEQ Caulifla. We always have to mention TEQ Caulifla if there is an EZA where we're fighting against a Pure Saiyan, because she's going to have a 100% chance to dodge. So, obviously, she's going to be very good. Xeno Vegeta, very good, especially if you are running a bunch of Vegeta units. GT Vegeta, we already talked about, like, the GT Heroes build. He'll be really good. Free-to-play in Kale, if you're running some of the, like, Universe 6 girls. She obviously supports Universe Survival Saga. In Broly will obviously be really, really good as well. Getting additionals. He could take out God Goku really quickly, which would be really good. Dark Mask King. Guards, and is good defensively if you have another Heroes unit on the team. He also heals based on the damage that he does. So you could run Black Mask Saiyan, I guess, with him. Or obviously he only needs any other heroes unit. So like Xeno Vegeta, who supports Vegeta family, which he is on. So even that rotation would work really, really well. The transforming Super Saiyan 2 to Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Bit outdated now, but would still be good for this EZA. Same with the EZA for Yardrat Goku, UI Goku, Kid GT Goku, I guess, could still be kind of okay. Any other Extreme Int? Not really. STR, we have talked about a bunch of these guys. Obviously, any versions of like Kale and Khalifa are going to be good. Kabe, if you're running Super STR units, would be good for the support. Xeno Goku, I did a video on him yesterday. A bit outdated while we wait for his EZA, but he could still be a good defensive option. He's also a heroes unit, like if you wanted to run the Dark Mask King. We talked about the TUR Super Saiyan 4s, obviously very, very good. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, obviously still very, very good defensive unit, because EZAs don't really ever go to 10 turns, so he's going to be a perfect tank in that event. And then when we get to physical, of course, the physical Super Saiyan 2 to Super Saiyan 3 Goku, absolute crazy powerhouse. Heart Virus Goku, ridiculously good tank. GT Goku is good. Xeno Goku is the same thing, but support for Goku family. The GT Vegeta, pretty good. I like the TEQ one more, but obviously the TEQ one can't really do damage in this stage. The physical blue Goku, good for the orb changing, can give you some nice heals. Kale, if you're running, again, a bunch of the Universe 6 girls, she's really good defensively and can work in slot 1 for the first few turns, so really, really good. Like, Pure Saiyans just has so many options for good units. Like, even this Raditz post-EZA, he's pretty good. Like, there's a lot of options for Pure Saiyans. So, really, all it comes down to is who are the most powerful Pure Saiyan units you have in your box, which are the ones with the most dupes, the ones that you've put the most like link levels into and stuff like that, and then how do you make them all come together under the best possible leader skill. And we covered a bunch of the different options for leader skills that these units can all be run under. There's just so many options out there for Pure Saiyans that this one, I don't think anyone would really struggle with unless you're very new to the game. Because as I already said, there's literally a full free-to-play team that you could use to do this event. So this one should be pretty straightforward. Let me know down below in the comment section what team you guys are planning to use for this Extreme Z battle. And as I said at the beginning, if there's any units that you think people definitely need to know about for this one, let us know down below in the comment section. And yeah, interested to see what team you guys are going to use. I'm going to be live, not as soon as the EZA drops, because it comes out at like 1 AM in the UK. So I'm going to be live a few hours later. So hopefully I will see you guys there as we go through this Extreme Z battle. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.